Morgan, his job might be at least his show, his time slot on CNN. He might be replaced before too long.
Well, he's been at the bottom. I mean,
Jeff Zucker,
all of last year.
Jeff Zucker, I posted the article up on the website earlier today, but Jeff Zucker is looking for a replacement, which Katie Couric is the main one in the running, but I think the article, if I remember the quote right, was he's not putting all his bags in the Katie Couric basket, or all his eggs in the Katie Couric basket.
Dude, Piers is going to land on his feet no matter, whether he's got...
Wait, Slime has feet?
Well, he's going to be okay. Because, even if he loses his gig entirely with CNN, there's plenty of other left-wing nutbag networks out there. MSNBC will probably pick him up. They'll probably, be the first one in line. Or HLN.
Maybe he could go to work with Keith Olbermann.
Over there at...
Can he go back to...
Or no, wait. Olbermann's at ESPN now. Yeah.
Well, because, Piers is a big old soccer fan.
That's probably the nicest thing I've ever heard you say about him.
And that's still not very nice. But yeah, he's a big old soccer fan. So I figure he would probably be as good at commentating on soccer games as he is about gun control.
Yeah.
So,
but we do have a lot of, our audio's not so bad. It's not anything that I think this is going to be one of the nicest shows we've had in a while. Now, I'm not as mad about this thing as I think everybody thinks we should be.
Well, I'm not angry about the shutdown because, last night, I was on Twitter tweeting, shut it down.
Yeah.
Let it get shut down.
Well, dude, they didn't. Nothing shut down.
Well, some things did. Let's face it. 20% of the government. 20% of the government employees are furloughed.
Non-essential. Out of 7,700,000 didn't. And even then, they worked until lunch. They got furloughed.
Yeah.
They're forced to work half day. Now, they may not be able to go to work tomorrow, all right? Whatever. But I think the word that people keep glossing over is non-essential. The government still functioned. Even the president said, Grandma's still going to get her Social Security check, and Medicare and Medicaid's still going to be getting their payments, and the military's still going to get their paychecks. And
now let's be fair. The military is going to continue to draw their paychecks because Harry Reid passed it through the Senate, and Barack Obama actually signed that separate, resolution to make sure that the military wouldn't be penalized.
And I'm sure that was just so altruistic of them.
Well, I don't care what his reasons for it were, because it was the right thing to do.
You're right. Doesn't matter why they do the right thing.
You can
do the right thing for the wrong reasons, Just say it.
Oh, yeah.
Just say it.
But either way,
at this point in the game, I'm not willing to give old Harry anything.
Well, I'm not going to throw rocks though at that, because the right thing was done in that respect.
But man, nothing really has changed. This is the same way things went back in '95 when they shut it down then.
Well, see, what is this whole deal about? What's this whole deal about our bills not going to be paid while the shutdown?
And that's just it. That has not. Again, we have what do we have in office? The most of. Lying, liars, and crap weasels.
I thought I was going to say document shredders,
but we're dealing with lying, liars, and crap weasels here. Very little of what is being put out there in your more mainstream press is very little is true. Very little. You have got to really be paying attention to find the facts, and it's like, where's Waldo with the truth? in the things. Because I mean, to listen to these folks on CNN, man, look, let's listen to CNN. This is how you really have to be paying attention to find truth.
So, Congressman Rohrabacher, why the continuing resolution? And for those in our audience who hate the technical speak, why connect the funding of the government, the entire U.S. economy? Why bring it to this brink? Why not do it at all the other times all of the other 100-plus Congresses have been able to fund the government?
Well, have you addressed that to the Senate? I mean, we've already offered a compromise. You're telling your listeners that we Republicans are holding this up and the government's going to shut down. We have actually reached out to the Democrats with a compromise position.
Congressman, that's not fair. Don't you dare put this back on me. You know full well you've attached Obamacare and defunding it.
Am I a guest on the news show, or am I here to listen to a tirade?
You cannot make something up. Am I a guest on your news show, or are you here to give us a tirade? You can't make up facts, sir. You passed a bill back to the Senate saying defund Obamacare.
Excuse me, do your listeners understand this is the same thing we're putting up with the Senate? We offer a compromise. They won't even talk to us about it. You won't even talk to us about it. Whose bidding are you doing?
That's a good question. I mean, and there's a good answer for it. She is doing the bidding of the Democrat Party. Plain and simple. What you just saw was a woman trying to portray a lie as truth.
Mm-hmm.
She's trying to portray this whole debacle as if the Republicans, from the beginning, have said, we want to shut down the government to get back at Barack Obama for being elected president. She more or less said, why would you try to put something in this continuing resolution to defund Obamacare?
Why would you dare send the president a bill that he doesn't want, that he doesn't like?
That's not even it. There was nothing in the continuing resolution that said anything about defunding Obamacare. What she did there was tell a lie.
Well, yes,
listen to it again.
So, Congressman Rohrabacher, why the continuing resolution? And for those in our audience who hate the technical speak, why connect the funding of the government, the entire U.S. economy? Why bring it to this brink? Why not do it at all the other times all of the other 100-plus Congresses have been able to fund?
There was nothing in the continuing resolution about defunding anything or funding the entire U.S. economy. And another thing, by the way, the entire U.S. economy, that was a lie.
Yeah,
that would say, okay, so everything in this country, even though we are a free enterprise capitalist nation, somehow or another, 100% of our economy is the U.S. government.
Yeah, see.
And this man voted to defund the entire government, the entire economy. That's what they did.
Yeah, that's what Ashley Banfield thinks. Now, look, that continuing resolution that they sent back to the Senate didn't mention defunding Obamacare. It asked for a delay.
Right.
For the
individual mandate.
So that it would match the same delay that the president illegally, might I add.
Thank you.
Just signed away for big business and congressional Congress people and their staffs.
1,500, Casey. 1,500 exemptions.
Mm-hmm. So,
or subsidies.
Yeah. So, where was the defunding? No. Now that's the bill. See, that's the bill they sent. What was it, night before last? This is all getting to be kind of a blur because you and I both have been staying up awful late to try to keep up with this crap. And so I'll be honest with y'all, and I apologize to the folks listening out there, but we're a little tired.
But dude, he hit the nail on the head. Whose bidding are you doing? And he's like, am I on a news show? Mm-hmm. Am I really here? Is this happening? Are you really lecturing me? They act like, also, man, that it's never happened. Did you know that it happened 12 times in Ronald Reagan's time as president?
Yes, I did, actually.
And you know who did it? You know who did it then?
Tip O'Neill.
Yeah. Republican, right?
No.
Because, they're the ones that all they want to do is shut down the government because they hate government and they want total anarchy.
Oh, so Tip O'Neill was a secret Republican.
Right.
When he did, get it now.
Yeah. See, now
I thought he was a Democrat. Most of us did, but I see you're got insider information here.
I do.
He
see,
was
I'm on top of things, man.
He was one of them undercover Republicans, government hating, people hating,
old women hating. They hate women in general.
Fat puppy kicking.
We don't like anybody that ain't white. I seen a picture, two actually. One I saw on Facebook, and another one was on, it was ABC's website, or one of ABC's, it had something to do with ABC. Anyway, the picture was talking about how come they wasn't nobody but white men, old white men, sitting at this congressional table. That's what you saw in that pic. That's what that was, So you got to say they're old white men, racist, that hate women. The other one, the other picture that I saw on Facebook, that was its point too. Look at this picture. How come there's nobody of any color here?
Because the Democrats
didn't show up.
Yeah, the Democrats didn't even show up, so they didn't send anybody.
No, that's not it at all, Casey. That's not it at all. They called all of the black members of the House and said
y'all better not show up in there. This table's only for old white men.
That's right. This is a secret white conclave meeting, and y'all can't come. It had to be it.
Lord.
Man.
Look, I got to tell you something, though. This is a little side anecdote. Yesterday I published a little Twitter spat with a progressive.
Oh, yeah. That was cute, by the way.
Well, later that day, somebody else, not even responding to a tweet, a progressive started just attacking me on, with words. I mean,
right.
Come on.
Well, they ain't that crazy.
And calling me all kind. Some foul language. I'm not going to repeat what the dude called me on not everything anyway, but he wasn't even really making cogent points. He just wanted to insult somebody. So it was just a whole bunch of insults.
Yeah.
And his last tweet though was he fell back on because we were talking about the shutdown and about Obamacare, and he fell back on the Supreme Court. You remember them? And then at the end of the tweet, he called me a racist. Boop hole.
Racist.
I knew I won
That's
at that
how you
point.
win,
Well,
right?
I knew that I had won then because his final tweet, and he didn't respond to any of the other tweets that I sent to him.
Right.
He ended it by calling me a racist.
You can't expect them to, try to go fact for fact about anything. I mean, you can't expect
because he
them to
doesn't.
do
Well,
that.
first off, this dude didn't have any, and he didn't know any. I mean, I think he's forgetting about certain Supreme Court decisions that were later overturned, as if just because the Supreme Court says something, it's the final word, and that's it. It can't be overturned again. Oh no.
Then again, Casey, we're dealing with low information voters.
I know that last word's the one that bothers me the most.
I was just going to say, and the low information part we can deal with, but the fact that they vote with that low information, that's more or less why we do what we do. But look, we gotta keep going. I've got way too much audio for this to just be a Marty and Casey night.
I got you.
I'll just get us rolling here with Harry. I said we got Harry whining.
Let's listen to Harry whine about he's whining about the shutdown.
But this is about the shutdown.
Okay.
And those mean old Republicans.
The government is closed because of the irrationality of what's going on the other side of the Capitol. That's unfortunate, but that's the way it is. Speaker Boehner and his band of Tea Party radicals have done the unthinkable. They've shut down the federal government. Now, for us, that's hard to comprehend as being good. For them, they like it.
They shut it down
because they like shutting down.
Like it.
Well, you know what vision popped up in my head at that while he was talking. You remember? I think it's in Monty Python's The Meaning of Life. Is it The Meaning of Life, or is it the